The series of sculptures created by Gevorg Tadevosyan and called Otherwise is a mixture of combination and contrasting of lines, surface and volume. The compositions are created by the objects and symbolic images familiar to all of us and are using their forms and outlines. The series of sculptures relate to the way that the ordinary everyday objects can have an entirely new contact if you can look them, view them, not usual, but otherwise. In the basis of Otherwise is the human, a human in its different manifestations, in usual, in a way regular situations. The situations which are created in human's subconsciousness, in human's inner world, which of course leaving its stamps in one's actions. The sculpture highlights the issues related to the man and woman relationships, the fundamental distinctions of human types and nature, to the obligatory, to the fusing with what is obligatory, and passing, ending, all wiping time. So in this context, it is not surprising that the sculpture, applying to the different sculptural forms, choosing as a reference point, first of all, the human body. The Otherwise often uncovers some contexts of the reality. Therefore, the people appearing in the images of a barcode and QR code are bearing those weights in fact. As it happens often, just one affirming or denying sign can determine their future lifetime. Presently, weighing of the already constituting important symbols, Otherwise transform them into the rows of people passing without beginning and without end, with the same rhythm, which in turn form corresponding images. Dove. In this case, Noah's dove does not bring the olive branch, the symbol of peace. It brings a piece of a barbed wire as a precursor of new reality, new chains, new obstacles. Continuing the idea, it further develops in the sculptures human in the barbed wire and the barbed wire in a human, where a free and not free human, black and white, light and dark are in contrast. Time is decisive and a dictator in chief. A scent timer, a glass cleaner, a windscreen wiper. Time wipes everything, often without even leaving traces. Time enriches our life with new people, from whom only some stand the test of the same time by staying in or erasing of our life. The human always tries to struggle, manage, even turn back the time, a thing that is out of one's power. The melting planet is about the negative impact on the environment and the planet in general by humans. The global warming will eventually lead to the melting of the planet. The human in Gevorg's works is never lonely. It can be alone, but never lonely. Everything happens with the God's invisible will. In different times, it turns people close together and drifts them apart as necessary, bringing to an end or marking a beginning of any relationships to which the human involuntarily obeys. Abacus. The end of already established human relationships, the beginning of new relationships, sometimes not comprehensible, sometimes long-lasting and sometimes short-lasting, constantly changing, often returning, lasting, eternal process in the form of an ordinary abacus. About the eternal movement of meeting and separation is also the cogwheel, two spinning, joining, strengthening one another and detaching from each other shafts with teeth having features of a woman and a man. The zipper represents the whole story of creating and ending relationships. At the same time, the driving force of life, the eternal existence of universe in the union of a woman and a man, which is interpreted with the help of Tartarus galaxy, yin-yang, the wheel, the outlines of eternally spinning arrows of a clock. The same topic is interpreting using the outline of capiter of the iconic order through which a female and a male figures move with a rhythmic gait toward each other, always meeting and uniting. As a symbol of communication acts the magnifier. All the people are the same to us, until we choose somebody and begin to discover. And the best way for the discovery is the communication. So you explore all the secrets of one's soul like through a magnifier. And as much as the creative signature and the style of Gevorg's creation is recognizable, the means chosen for their expressions are more and more unpredictable each time. This series of sculptures and the approach of the sculptor seems simple from the first sight. However, it allows to the viewer to create their own attitude to the surrounding objects, to the reality with her or his imagination, and to look at problems otherwise.